Welcome everyone, my name is Josh, and this is Get Bricked. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at another of the sets from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, if you haven't seen that movie, minor spoiler warning, just make sure you go and check that out, but make sure you come back so you can check out the rest of this video. And don't forget to check out the previous video where we did a review on one of the other Shang-Chi sets. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at this one, set number 76177. This is the Battle at the Ancient Village. Now, unfortunately, based on the box art, it doesn't look like we're going to be building any kind of a village today. But it looks like we will be building the Great Dragon from the end of the movie. Now, in case you guys couldn't tell, I'm a huge fan of dragons, so this one definitely got me a little bit excited. And this is another set that I did get as a Christmas gift, so I'm really excited to get this one open. So let's just dive right on in, and let's see how the dragon comes together. So here it is in all of its glory, the set Battle at the Ancient Village from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, this set includes 400 pieces, the majority of which definitely went towards building the dragon you can see in the background. And the set also includes 4 minifigures, 5 if you want to count Morris. So let's take a closer look at some of the finer details. First up, we have the mythical creature known as Morris. Now, if you remember from the last video, Morris has 4 wings and 6 legs, but no face. And it's interesting that they decided to include another one of these with this set as well, seeing as how we did get one of Morris in the last set from this movie. And again, I wish they would have included Trevor Slattery in one of the sets with Morris. It would have been probably better to have him in the last set. I can understand why they may not have included him in this set specifically. First up for the minifigures, we have the first of the 2 unique ones for this set. This is Xia Ling, the sister for Shang-Chi, also the daughter of Wen Wu. Now you'll notice she's wearing her white dragon armor from the end of the movie, and you can see a lot of nice detailing on the front and back of the torso with the way they've shown the scale work as well as the straps and layering they have going on there. Now she does come with the standard black legs on the bottom and more of a standard black hair piece for the top that's kind of in a bob style cut. Now she is one of the figures that includes 2 faces on the front and the back of the headpiece. One of the faces, she's more smiling, got a bit of a smirk going on there, and a more aggressive face on the back for when she's fighting, of course. And it's nice to see her make her debut in Lego form. Next up, we have the second of the 2 unique ones for this set. This is the Death Dealer. And you'll notice they are holding a pair of sais, a nice set of weapons there, and a decent amount of printing on the front and the back of the torso. A lot of intricate detailing you can see on there, and the different layers look really nice with the way they've applied it on there. Now, plain dark blue legs just to match the rest of the torso, and the same color on the head itself. Interestingly enough, this is one of the characters that does have a print on the front and the back of the headpiece, but instead of giving it a second face, they just used the back of the mask. But it still brings the character together and is better than just having it plain on the back there. Next up for the minifigures, we have the Master of the Ten Rings himself, Wen Wu. Now, this is the same print as we got on the last set, and you'll notice, again, nice detailing on the front and back of the torso, as well as the print extending onto the front of the legs as well. This time, though, they did add an interesting effect with the clear translucent pieces to kind of make it look like he's attacking with the rings themselves. And between this set and the last set, and with all of the extra pieces, they did actually include a total of 10 rings. And just like last time, he's the only character that does not have a print on the front and back of the headpiece. Just the one face for him, but a very intimidating face that'll do good in most battles and just scenes in general. And last for the minifigures, we have Shang-Chi himself. Again, this is a duplicate of the same one we got in the last set, rocking his red dragon armor from towards the end of the movie. This time around, though, they did include a staff weapon for him, which is nice that they included something different. It's just a shame that they didn't use some kind of red piece for the tip there, just to match the look of some of the weapons from towards the end of the movie with the dragon scale work. So since he's the same as last time, we get the same black legs and the same black hairpiece. And just like last time, he does have the 2 prints on the front and back of the headpiece. The first one where he's a little bit more neutral, ready to get into a fight, and then the more aggressive face for when he's fighting. Now, the first part of the build, we do get the stand for the dragon to rest in. And you'll see that it has a decent amount of detailing work with the different color shades they used for the blue itself, as well as the clear blue translucent effects that they added to the base to make it look more like water splashing up, like the dragon's just grazing the surface of the water. So that was a nice touch adding it in there. And they are slightly posable. You can move them up and down a little bit as well. And finally, we get to the biggest part of this build, and it is the ancient dragon itself. Now, the first thing you'll notice is I did not apply any of the stickers to this set. That was just a personal choice. I felt the color scheme that they went with, especially with the light blue highlighting there and the little touch of gray and black throughout, definitely makes it look nice overall, so I didn't feel like it needed the additional detailing with the stickers. Again, I'm more of a fan of printed pieces instead of stickers, and I choose usually not to apply the stickers in most cases. Now, the dragon itself does come in 8 different segments, including the head and the tail, And it is interesting that the way they've switched it from using the ratchet joints and then the smaller ball joint pieces. Now, if we straighten out the dragon, you'll notice he's rather long overall with the size of the body that they have for him, especially with the fact that it's in 8 different segments. And you'll notice the pin there that you can use to apply him to the base and have him like locked in place. And they do have the multiple ratcheting joints so that way you can kind of get it into position as needed. Now you'll notice some patterning on the side there with the light blue pieces. That adds a nice touch and a nice effect to the dragon overall itself and adds a little bit of extra highlighting. So it's nice to see them incorporating that and adding additional shading and a different coloring too as well, just to give it that extra detail and make it pop a little bit more. And the way they designed the tail looks really nice, and they kind of gave it more of like a feathered look, kind of like so you could spread it out and make it more of a widespread tail. But it definitely makes it look really nice, especially as if it's flying through the air when you bend them back. In the tail itself, we have some of the smaller ball joint system, definitely making it so that you can pose it into pretty much any position. As we get into the bulk of the body itself, though, they do start changing over to using the ratchet joints, just to give it a little bit more stability and just to add a little bit of extra posability by keeping it very stable while it's on the base. And then interestingly, they decided to go with the double ball joint on the neck in 2 different places. It does limit the posability a little bit, but you do get with the ratchet joint the added neck joint there. So it's nice seeing them incorporate that and still give it a decent amount of flexibility. Now, each of the dragon's 4 legs, as you'll notice, they do not have an elbow joint or anything like that, or knee joint. They do just have the curved black piece there, matching with the curved light blue piece. But overall, it's not a bad effect, and it does still give the indication of the legs there. And nicely done with the way they incorporated the claws in there. More of like kind of like a standard build for like a clawed hand, but nice use of those pieces to give it that kind of a look. And finally, that brings us to the head of the dragon itself. Now you'll notice they included the same kind of styling for the reds at the back there, kind of giving it like the hair or fur kind of look, matching the tail so that it kind of ties the whole dragon together. Now it's interesting how they've used some of the pieces, and they may have used this kind of style before with the front bumper of some of the smaller minifigure cars where it's in place for the eyebrows. And interesting that they chose to use the flippers for the eyepieces just to add a bit of like frill there behind the eye itself. Now I do like the way that the mustache and beard look on the dragon itself, so it kind of ties it all together. And they do have an energy effect using one of those clear translucent pieces, the same piece that they use with Wenwu's rings. This time though, they have it set up so that you can have a blast coming out of his mouth. And the light translucent blue pieces for that blast, they do give a nice effect, especially with the corkscrew piece in there, making it look like the energy is swirling. And then the double layer with the blast coming off there definitely makes it look like it's a more powerful kind of a blast. So that is the Ancient Dragon from the set Battle at the Ancient Village from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I myself am not usually a huge fan of the Eastern style dragons. I prefer more of like the Knights of the Round Table style dragons. But if I was going to get any kind of Eastern dragon, this one is a really nice representation of one, especially the fact that it includes one of my favorite colors, red. So it was nice to see that and nice detailing with even the light blue added in there as well. So let me know in the comments down below if there was anything about the dragon you'd like to see changed or any adjustments that you would make. Even if it is just applying the stickers, which again, I'm not a huge fan of doing for the most part. But be sure to like and subscribe and get that notification bell on so you can stay up to date whenever we release new videos for the channel. Now, if you ever get a chance to meet the Great Dragon, just be sure to tell him that you just got bricked.